RFD Talk live here at the mighty WVOL, the mighty 147 Nashville Heritage Radio Station. I'm super excited because it's that time again, 10 o'clock sharp here Tuesday morning, and I am elated to be here with all of you amazing, beautiful people. How are you doing, fam? How are you doing, friends? I am excited because in the green room we have a great guest. We have Timothy Thompson, and he is going to tell us way more about himself and all the great things he is doing right here live in the great Nashville. So let me invite you guys to like, share, and comment. I'm going to say that one more time, beautiful people. Like, share, and comment. If you are in the greater Nashville and if you are listening to the radio station, I invite you to tune in right now, call in right now, write this number down, 615-227-1470. Yes, we're going to have a dialogue today. We're going to learn how to empower ourselves today in our communities. So I'm excited to learn more about Timothy and all that he's going to be doing here in District 1 for us in Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome, beautiful people. So again, I like to say thank you. I'm going to quickly go through some things because we're going to get right into Timothy today, guys. I definitely want to just say it has been a fun day already. The sun is out, and I'm grateful for that. I got up this morning really feeling good, excited to be here. Want to thank my sponsors really quick because my sponsors, they are the best. I want to thank Shave Me Down Handmade Body Butter. You need to start taking good care of your skin, and if you would like to try something that will make you feel soft from the inside out, you definitely need some Shave Me Down in your self-care wellness daily services. So visit and purchase your Shave Me Down body butter on Facebook. You can go there, or you can email shave me down at 06@gmail.com. Thank you, Shave Me Down. And we also have Majestic Elegance Candles and Company. 100% soy-based wax candles. I am a candle woman. I'm always burning my candles. And I also have the RFD Sacred Balance candles, which Majestic Elegance Candles and Companies is my distribution center. They have the signature candles that I carry, which is lavender and peppermint. And if you like to look at the array of fragrances, definitely go to the website at livemajestic.com, where you will be able to place your order. And if you are following on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, please like and share. Please hit your notification because every Tuesday morning we are excited to be here for you and share information. What the RFD Talk Show is about, it's simple. It's really simple. We bring simple understanding to complicated situations, taking the hard work out of self-love and self-care. Beautiful people, it's important. This is what I really realized this week. I was talking to one of my clients, and my client was like, well, so Robin, what you're teaching us, as she was my coaching client, I was telling her, yes, it's a lifestyle. Self-care is a lifestyle. It's not something, it's a real trend. I mean, it's a real trend, excuse me. It's a real trend now when people talk about self-care and when people talk about, they're going to do some self-care. But self-care is a lifestyle, mentally, spiritually, financially, physically. Yes, that's who I am. I am a certified life coach. I am a certified holistic life coach. And what I do is I invite women who are dealing with pain, any type of pain that she may be going through. Could be from a long-term breakup, from divorce. It can be from loss and grief. And what we do is what I do as a certified life coach is I'm your accountability partner, and I'll help you learn how to put together your own lifestyle of self-care and wellness. So definitely I invite you to go to my website, which is robinfdavid.com, or email me at rfdtalk rfdtalk@gmail.com. If you'd like to know more about my holistic program and how I help women learn how to move from pain to purpose. Okay, so that's me, and I am an author and a speaker. And if you'd like to book me sometime, I'm so open to coming to helping other women move through their pain and move into their purpose and learning how to have a voice in their story. Sometimes we lose our voice in our stories when we've been through things. So if you need a holistic coach, I am that girl, Ann's Coach RFD, and I'm here to support you with self-care and self-love. So remember that. And before we get started, we're gonna be starting quicker today, guys, because I'm going really quick today, guys, on opening because I'm eager to learn more about Timothy. I'm eager to learn about him. And so we're looking forward to learning how to progress in the greater Nashville and how we're going to move through that. And that's another thing I want to talk about is because before we go into the three breaths and before we go into that, the one thing I was on the way here to work at the studio and I was like, wow, the community is just, you can go to sleep and wake up. It'll be a new building. I literally keep passing one of my streets that gets me to the radio station because they built this new building. And every time I see this area, it looks so different that I keep passing the street to go to the radio station. And I've been here almost 3 years now. I should know how to get here in my sleep, but Nashville is growing rapidly fast while I'm sleeping each and every day. I think it's almost 4 years, but I've been in radio now 3 years. So it's been fun watching all these great things, but I can't find out to see. I got to be a part of this economical growth. Sometimes I tell myself I'm growing with Nashville. You have to just have you have to have an affirmation for yourself. I say, you know what? I am growing with Nashville. I decided that the other day. I was like, I'm looking around. Is this growing? I decided I need to be evolving with Nashville. So Timothy is going to teach us and talk to us how we all can learn how to grow with Nashville. So before we got one other thing to do because we got to do this at the RFD Talk Show. It wouldn't be the same show without us taking a deep breath. We got to take that deep breath. And I also want to mention that we'll go to that too before we get into Timothy. The word for today is harmony. Harmony is the word for today. That's the word that the Holy Spirit gave me this morning. I'm always seeking words because words shape and create your reality. What you speaking in your life every day, what you think on every day, what you say on every day, how you say it. And today I was like, Lord, he was like, we're in a time now that he is calling us to harmony. And so harmony is the word for today. You can look that up. I looked it up and it has different things. It has harmony for music is a different from harmony for people. And for people, what I feel that the Holy Spirit was saying directly to me is, and harmony is how your life flows, how your day, how you start your day, how are you eating, exercising, every area of your life, how your relationships are showing up in your life. And if you're having relationships that are not so peaceful and easy to engage with, then you might not have your harmony within. Harmony is a within practice. It's an everyday practice that you have to learn how to start your day, have intention in your day, how to exercise, how to appreciate your body, how to be in gratitude. It's a harmony. And when you show up, your life should say harmony. So today's word is harmony. And I'm going to have you guys look it up because I looked it up on the way here and it makes sense when it comes to relationships, business, family, spirituality, and loving yourself. The real loving yourself is a harmony way of living. So today's word. So now let's take our 3D breaths. Beautiful family. Let's do this. And remember to like, share, and be ready to ask questions right after this because we're going to go right into the segment today, which is all about Timothy. It's all about Timothy Thompson, who is our future councilman. So let's take these deep breaths together. And each deep breath, remember that you are allowing yourself to breathe in what you need for today. You're going to breathe in what you need, and you're going to release what is not servicing you in this day. And if that's just and only you and the Most High know what you need today. And so I'm going to take a deep breath with you, and we're going to get centered, and the voice you'll hear after this is Timothy Thompson. Yes, yes, beautiful family. Let's go. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, take one more deep breath with me. Just breathe it all in today. Breathe all, just wake the whole body up, people. Let's do it, beautiful people. Breathe in. And breathe out. Welcome to RFD Talk, where we are here to help you learn how to live the life that you desire, right? And that's on purpose. All right, so Timothy, tell us, Timothy Thompson, here in the green room, on time, before time.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hello, Nashville.
Hello, Timothy. Tell us a little bit who you are, Timothy.
So I'm Nashville, born and raised in Nashville. I went to elementary school in Metro Davidson County, and went to McCann Elementary, McKissick Middle School, W.A. Bass Middle School, and I did high school at White Creek.
Okay.
Once a Cobra, always a Cobra.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
So, and then once I graduated high school, I got married. Got married young at age 22. Married to Gail Pillow at the time, and she's Gail Thompson now. But we got married and at a young age, and now I fathered 4 girls, 1 son. I have 4 grandchildren. Yeah, my family's growing really fast.
Yeah, you said. Now let me take. So you finished high school, married your high school sweetheart.
Well, she wasn't really
your sweetheart.
We got married young.
Y'all got married young. Yeah. Okay, I get that. Okay, you got married to your in a young age. Mm-hmm. I can relate to that. And then, and you have 4 daughters and a son.
Yes, I do. So I have 4 daughters. There's Sydney, Taylor, Zoe, and Shane.
Oh.
And my son's name is I call him Oscar Robinson because he's much taller than I am. I mean, he swears he's a great basketball player, but his name is Christian Collins.
Oh, wow. Well, son, you have a beautiful family. And tell me a little bit about your grandchildren. How many grandchildren again?
So I have 4 grandchildren. I have the youngest would be Adonis, and then there's oldest, and there's Aiden, and there's Jelani. So it's 3 boys and 1 girl.
So it's tucking around on you. That is, look at God. That's a blessing, though, right? Because you had the opportunity to work with the girls at first. Oh, yeah. Now you got your boys and your grandchildren. That's awesome.
The rough and the toughest,
Great. Congratulations. Aren't you have an amazing family? And y'all got to see this smile. If you're on the radio, you should see this smile. This is a really great father right here. And we appreciate you because this month is Father's Day. So I want to tell you in advance, Happy Father's Day, because this is the month of that. And I didn't get into all that because I wanted to really get to you all the great things that are happening in June. But happy early Father's Day.
Thank you so much. And happy Father's Day to all of those. I was just at work this morning at the barbershop, and I was complimenting one of my clients on how well he was doing as a father, and because oftentimes we always talk about our men and how terrible they are as fathers, but I thought today, we need to recognize our men. There are some real true fathers that are really holding it down for their children, for their families, and that's really important that they be recognized. Happy Father's Day to all of you. If I don't get a chance to tell you, I'm telling you now. Happy Father's Day to all the men, and we appreciate you, fathers, who are holding it down for the children and our future in the city. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, Timothy, for opening up with that, because it's like June is just do it June, right? That's what I named my months, but I definitely woke up with that. I mean, going into June, and I looked at what are the things that I wanted to really focus on in June. And one of the things, even though I am about wholeness for women, I'm definitely, especially for my Black brothers and men who are doing exceptional jobs, right? I think we Black women don't always recognize or appreciate. I don't know if all Black women, I know I hear majority of the Black women sometimes like, well, I'm the dad too, but I'm not the dad. I'm gonna give my ex-husband the credit. He's been a great father to my children, to our children.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we have some beautiful moms that have done some wonderful jobs with their kids, and that's to be admired, and kudos to the moms,
Yes.
for being there and raising, their children, doing what they have to do. That's great kudos. But we also, though, we need to really we want to empower our men because we need more men in the homes. We need more men representation. So some of our young men will have some role models that they can look up to that are just like them. We're all human. We make mistakes, but fortitude carries a long way. If you be there, take care, and be a part of your kids' life, showing up is number one. You have to show up. Number two is you gotta want to participate. And then it doesn't always feel good to participate, but it's more important to the child than it is to you at that moment, and it is going to benefit you in the long run, because in this day and time where we have our kids that are really like trouble, just from the decisions and things that they make. And some of it is just lack of examples that they have. Everybody can be an example, believe it or not. If you just get up and go to work every day, that's an example. If you pay your bills on time, that's an example. If you, clean up your house, make up your bed. All those are examples of disciplines that we all should be displaying in front of our kids for them to, to really record. I mean, statistics show that from age 0 to 6 are the tender years for kids where it shapes their minds in terms of how they behave and learn their behavior management, and then, kind of piggybacks on a subject of, like the standardized test, that they take in the 3rd grade. It helps to determine how many prisons they're going to build. So that lets you know that's 3rd grade. That's 8 years old. So if you think about it, how important, if they can build prisons at 8, what should we be doing from 0 to 6?
Ooh,
0 to 8.
Well, see, that question, that I'll have you coming back, but right there, it always eat at me as a woman, because I know they already made these projections for some of our children, and it's so disheartening to talk about that at this present time, because we have the power. That's what I woke up with this morning. In my quiet time, I was like, you have the power. If you got to wake up, we have to wake up and take our authority back and really take our children back. You and I both our parents have lost children, maybe to different circumstances.
Absolutely.
Mine, again, this month is Father's Day, and I appreciate the fathers who, like you said, show up and do, and then they also participate. Those fathers, I really appreciate y'all. But then also, the gun violence is this month. So that's another awareness this month, right? We got several things going on in June. But when I think about us as a whole, definitely it's important that we learn that we have the power. We cannot sleep on, we got to quit sleeping on allowing others to direct our future for our children.
Right. Well, one of the things that I tell my friends and people that are around me, I tell them that it's best to introduce things to people versus them to discover it. Once you introduce something to somebody, it gives you the opportunity to tell them the right way. Even with guns, if you're going to have guns in your home, introduce it to your kids, introduce it to your family.
Oh, I love this.
So they can properly handle it properly. Because guns can be used for several different things, and unfortunately now it's mostly being used for violence. That's not what we want. But if it's properly introduced, then there's a better chance that that people will use them correctly and understand that what happens. But if you leave it up for discovery, that's what we have today.
You are making me.
People are discovering guns. Kids are discovering guns, and then they're going to associate with what they're around the most.
Now you make me see why we need you as councilman. I really think we need you as councilman in this area, because that's the other thing. With this being gun violence, for me, I'm teaching the whole love thing for self-wholeness for our families, right? So that brings me to before Willie was senselessly shot and killed. One of the things I wanted to do for him at 13 was take him to a gun range. And I still want to do that as a nonprofit president. Because we need to be educated. I think when we are aware, like you said, and our children knew how to handle guns and what they're for. I think that is another thing that our homes have not put in place for us to be able to be to win in that area is gun violence. I think that's the other way that we can overcome some of the senseless killing.
Absolutely. We're all the creatures of habits, and the habits that we form are based on repetition. If nobody, once you got taught to eat, nobody had to tell you to pick up the spoon and aim for your mouth and put it in your mouth. You just do it subconsciously now because you've done it for so many years, and because it was introduced to you, So I don't know how many times you miss your mouth when you eat, but if you're trying to do more than one thing, you might miss it. But for the most part, you don't think about that, But much like that, we introduce things like that. We should introduce guns to our kids. You know what I mean? And let it be a learning experience, an education experience, because we educate on so many things in our communities and things like that. But that's one of the things that we don't. We don't educate on guns. It's just a response to it. And there's some multiple levels that can be introduced on. And I personally think that would help cut down on some of the gun violence that we see here today. Is that we can't let our kids just keep discovering things. Just like they discover drugs. And you wind up with a drug epidemic. That. And nobody knew anything about fentanyl until it was already disastrous. So it's just we got to be more conscious about how we handle lives, and being involved in the lives. You know what I mean? Parenting. I raised my kids, and it wasn't easy. And parenting is not easy. There's no black book. But I promise you, if you take time, you have to take the time. And it's worth it. And it's gratifying when the kids get older and they become more in tune and they become more advanced, and it's because simply just the parents and folk getting involved with the kids. That's all it takes. Just get involved, show up. Show up to the PTO meetings, show up to the PTA meetings, introduce yourself to the teacher. Show up a little early to watch and see how little Johnny is transitioning in class from you to in class. Those first time, I remember the first time I took my kids to school and they were crying and they didn't want to say, you had the separation anxiety. But after that, they got over that. I reintroduced myself in visiting it, during tender times in the classroom and things like that. As much as we take out times for our friends, we should take out twice as much time for our kids. Brunch on Sunday is good and everything. And I have nothing against it because, Sunday fun day is great. However, though, take the time out on Sunday to prepare your kids for the work week. For the school week, and talk to them. You can't repeat old times, but you can have conversations in the car. You can have conversations on the way to the park, different things. The time you spend on the phone talking to friends, take some of that time to talk to your kids and just see what's going on and just listen.
So I'm going to let you tell more, but listen, beautiful family. If we understood what communication really is. Now, I am RFD Talk because I am a chatty catty and I love to talk. But what you don't know about RFD, I like to listen because it's important. That's the 80%. If we can hear what each other are saying, right? If we can really hear what a person is saying instead of just talking at a person and not really or responding without listening. I think we do a lot of that, and we get communication. The word communication means to listen. So go right ahead and tell us more about Timothy. Thompson.
Like listening and communicating was something I kind of struggled with a long time, in my life, and that was just from it wasn't a common practice in my household, so I had to kind of develop it as a parent to communicate with my kids, and I wanted to be that confidant that they wanted to come and talk to when times got hard for them, But not only just that, but also when times were good for them, So if I could build that platform of conversation with my kids, then when there was something that was bothering them before it got bad, they could come and talk to me about it, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a family issue, whether it be friends or whatever it may have be, I would talk to them about that. And I would just, simply have a conversation, and those are the things that I would like to do in District 1 as a council person is let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's meet and greet. Let's associate ourselves with each other, because if we have this permanent type situation in our lives of where we reside and where we live, then how can we get along? Do we have to be, enemies, by ignorance? You're my enemy just because I don't know you. And we factor like that in our community sometimes. We enemies just because I don't know them.
Oh, that's a really good one too there.
But how can we open the door up and communicate and just listen and just have a conversation? Sometimes understanding, the Bible tells us in all you're getting to get an understanding, and so we got to have those conversations to get those understandings, and us and you would and us having to conversate would create a platform, and you'd be surprised that what the other person is dealing with across the street, guess what? They're dealing with the same thing too, and they want their house to be just as good as you want yours to be. They want their lives more than likely to be just as peaceful as you want it. So how can we do that? How can we come together?
Yes, that's great. I love that what you said about us as neighbors and us, especially us. Of course, when I say us, I'm saying we're all people. But then when we think of us as Black people, let's have these conversations. Let's because we have a little bit more different work, a little bit different way of healing through our own personal and community trauma. So definitely it's important to not be ignorant, to know your neighbors and have those conversations. I like that.
Absolutely. So when I went and took, I went to neighborhood. They had a downtown. They had a conference forum downtown with Mayor Forum, and then they brought neighborhoods together to teach and kind of introduce us to like different functions of neighborhoods, associations, and the things that we can kind of work on within the neighborhood association. So then I decided to take a leadership class with them. It was a 6-week course, and it taught us all about how to build neighborhood associations and the importance of neighborhood associations, as well as how to interact with your council people, or your local government in terms of, expressing your concerns, and getting some things done about it, and how there's power in numbers, and I think in learning that, and learning what I learned in that class, it really showed me the importance of neighborhood associations. Now, let me be clear. There is a difference between neighborhood association and homeowners association. Yeah, there is a difference. So the homeowners association is just designed for maybe your subdivision that you live in, or your group of people that come together and say, oh, well, and those are usually set up before you move into the neighborhood. Now, the neighborhood associations is an assembly of members in that community that have gotten together to decide, hey, we're going to develop a quorum, and we want to come together and we want to discuss and communicate and make decisions on how we interact and the things that we would like to request for our neighborhoods. And I think that's something that we need to have more of throughout the city of Nashville, just because to allow the people to be a part of the changes that are going on in their communities, to be able to get the word out.
I just thank you so much, Timothy, for coming to the RFD Talk Show today, because every time you come, I feel like my roots are getting better with myself and harmony, right? And when I say that, because last year I joined the community association in the community. I'm in South Nashville, and I'm grateful to be in South Nashville. Why I'm saying that, because I was like, I landed in South Nashville and not knowing anyone, but the ones that are at the community association made me feel like I belong there, right? And that's important, because you want to feel like you belong and you get to know more about people started telling me about they've been living there for 30-40 years, and all the history that I never knew that I moved into and inherited as a now I'll say, if let me make it 5 years in Nashville, and I am growing with Nashville. And the business thing is 3 to 5 years, but the community, being there after almost 4 years, that really helped me to understand what I need to do to step up in that area, how I want to fight to stay in that area, and how I want to see other people stay in the community as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because let's see, I work very closely with Haynes Park Neighborhood Association, and I've been in business over there for at Thompson Place for 12 years, which is on West Hamilton. That's where my barbershop is. You maybe been there for a concert or outdoor event, or maybe just get a haircut. But
Tell me again. I'm still kind of learning Nashville. I apologize. Tell me what corner of Nashville that I've been, because I do go to work and come home.
Okay.
Finally got the community, so I'm in my community learning more now. So tell me.
I'm in the Bordeaux area, right off of Clarksville Highway in West Hamilton, and I've been there for 12 years.
Okay.
And when I moved there, I took on the golf range and opened a barbershop. And so during that time period that I've been there, we've done, oh my goodness, we've done a ton of things.
Okay.
We've had like an international music festival. We've had there. We had people during the Solar Eclipse Festival. We had people from all over the world that came to Thompson Place here in Nashville to watch the solar eclipse.
Wow, I missed it.
We've done a blues festival. We do right now. We're doing the Black Fear, and that's an outdoor bonfire that we do, and this will be our fourth year that we'll actually be doing that, and that's a great event also.
Oh, I gotta come. When is that again? I have fun.
So we still just to be announced in terms of date for this year.
Okay, that sounds fun though.
But we host Easter egg hunts. We have community events. We have we had like a community come together. The Final Four, Triple Heights, Haynes Park, Enchanted Hills, and Royal Hills. They all came together and had a community day.
Awesome.
Down in my spot one year. So we've consistently been involved in the community.
That's great.
Like I said, we've done a plethora of things. And I know there's some other people out there that are saying, "Oh, what about this? You didn't mention that." But we do a lot, and so through my nonprofit, which was Thompson Place Golf, we did we would do like golf classes and stuff.
You golf
community.
too?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God! Every time he come, I learn something new about him, and I really do like golfing. So one day I gotta hang out at your nonprofit organization. You still have those meetings sometimes? Yeah. Okay, great.
So shout out to the Nashville Local Golfers Association. That's a local golfer association that we, some friends of mine, we created, and it started with 4, and now it advanced to like 16 people, and we compete on a weekly basis. I haven't been so competitive right now because I am campaigning, but I will still, get out there and hit the ball.
No, I'm smiling and laughing on the inside because RFD always dreamed. I started golfing when the kids was littler, so it's a season in your life for golfing. I find to me, and of course, I love all those type of things. What I like about golfing for me when I was just playing with that, and someday hope to be in the golfing community as well. I like that you just concentrate, like you out there and it's you and the ball. I don't know yet the whole 9 holes story yet. I haven't got my 9 hole story, but I've heard they said that I might not like it once I learn it. So anyway, I still got a lot to grow in that area, but I am looking forward to golfing to add to my self-care, mental wellness.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, it's very good for your mental wellness because to be out in nature, be peaceful like that, it's a beautiful thing. That's one of the great caveats. I always tell people that in teaching, I want you to learn to fall in love with the game first. I want you to find something that you can love about it and then build on that. You know what I mean? I want the people to find out what they love about District 1, and then let's build on that.
I love it.
And let's grow on that. It doesn't mean that we're not going to make mistakes, but guess what? If we work hard and we concentrate and we have discussions, guess what? We can move on forward and we get over it, and move forward. And that's some of the things that I've learned just from the golf game is how to put things behind you.
Okay.
We might not have gotten it right this time, but let's put this behind us because there's a lot more golf that we got to play in front of us. And we got to run our course. We got to finish the game.
Wow, I didn't realize how impactful and how much of wealth of information that you really do bring to the table. That's awesome. Tell us more, Timothy.
Yeah, so I've done some awesome things and worked in the community. Let's see. Event planning has really been a big thing.
Yeah, tell me more about your event planning.
So I've done event planning since I was in high school.
What? And
Yeah.
so what inspired you? Because when you say high school, it's like you're a young leader. And I sometimes, listen, I'm so like that some days. I'll be like, when I was in high school, I was doing that. And so
Hmm.
it's like, so you're like, you was a little leader,
I was like,
councilman,
yeah,
paving the way, even in
yeah,
high school. Really,
yeah.
you might not understood that, but I think that's you. Like to me, you remind me of those leaders that grew up in high school and still doing your thing. But yeah, congratulations.
Yes.
So
So I'm gonna tell you. So when I moved to Whites Creek to go to high school, because it's two totally different areas. So Whites Creek was a high school that everyone from District 1 neighborhood went to,
okay,
and then so I went to Whites Creek because I got in so much trouble in my other neighborhood. I was a bad kid. You know what I
really?
mean?
Oh, so that's the
That's
leaving behind
that's
story.
yeah, had to put all that behind me. To move forward. Hey, it
Okay,
is what it is.
I'm glad you did
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. My
Yes.
mom and dad was like, "Hey, this is not gonna happen. We got to move you to a better place," and that's what they did. And
Good for
I thank
you,
God for that.
for your parents
Yeah,
making that decision.
yeah.
And that's a
Hey,
good thing.
dads, I'm telling you, big time dads make all of the difference in the world. All the dads, great shout out to the dads because decision making in your kids' lives for their future. You just don't know. You might save their life by just being involved.
That's true. Oh
You know,
yes, happy Father's Day,
Happy
great
Father's
men.
Day.
I'm going to keep honoring you guys
Absolutely.
all month. I'm going to work on getting some more males out here this month because I really do appreciate our brothers.
Oh,
Go ahead.
absolutely. So when I started in high school, we started doing these high school parties. My rest in peace, Dooley Bradley. He was a substitute teacher there, and I partnered with him, and me and Dooley hit it off. We were like best friends from the start. And we just started doing these parties, and we partnered with the high school organizations, A5B, the Ebonites, and all these other high school sororities and fraternities and stuff. And we started throwing parties for them, and so I was a part of A5B though. I was an Alpha Phi Beta, and
In high
in
school?
high school. I mean,
I
White
love
Creek was
about
like
it.
that. It was
I
like
didn't know because I didn't know how.
yeah.
I've heard a lot about White's Creek. Since I wasn't here no season of my life, but White's Creek that's the school I'm aware of here in
Mm-hmm.
Nashville. Go ahead. So okay, so y'all had those.
You got introduced to the best one.
Okay.
Don't worry about the rest of them.
Okay. That's important. That I definitely am seeking only the best in my life in this season. So thank you. Go right ahead.
Right. So we started doing these high school parties. We did the skate ring. We did we used to do the fairgrounds. We would do Kappa Council. We had all these places, and it was like every weekend we were doing a party all over town, and meeting the DJ C Wiz,
Wow.
DJ LJ, DJ Lawbreaker, Rich Ridge. Um, we had a ton of DJs that we just ran out, and I know a lot of them to this day we're still friends. But yeah, that's kind of where it started, and then
You're fine.
I
Go
did
right
well
ahead.
with it in high school, and then I got married, and then I joined church. And when I joined church at Mount Zion, I started helping out on the sound ministry. And when I started helping out with the sound ministry, that just um, that just went to a whole nother level.
Oh, okay.
Once I
So
got on the sound ministry, and so I got to Mount Zion, and at that time, working with the sound ministry, we were at the World Baptist Center, and we were having services at the World Baptist Center, and went from the World Baptist Center to the Gentry Center.
okay.
And when we got to the Gentry Center, was really when it got exciting um, because we had to do set up and strike every weekend. And we used to set up the stage and the sound speakers and had to load in all of the instruments and the back line and everything like that at Mount Zion. And we used to do the college crusades, and we would do all the backline setup and things like that for that. And you get to meet like Bishop Paul Morton and
you got to meet him and all those great people in your event planning as a high schooler.
Well, kind of like high school later. About 19 or 20 was when I was at Mount Zion. I started.
Okay. Oh yeah, because we went from high school to married, then Mount Zion. Okay.
And so worked really hard. With doing it. Met a lot of amazing people. I did a lot a lot of groundwork at Mount Zion, that was really awesome, and the college crusades, and then we, having regular services at TSU, um, doing the setup and things like that.
So the setup, let's talk about that. That's like a passion to set up such a big events. Because let's talk, yes, because when you say the setup, that's like putting all the little lights and all that stuff. And
yeah, well, we didn't really have to deal with lights. If it was like something really big, like I remember one year.
What kind of setup was it?
I remember one year we had a situation where we had to partner with the Thompson in the morning show. They was coming to TSU campus, and so we had to work close with them. And so I'll never forget, it was this little guy. His name was T.J. Chong. It was a little short man. I'm assuming he was Asian by his last name, but he was bald, had this little funny looking beard. But anyhow, we had to work close with him, with the Thompson in the morning show, because we were using their stage production and everything, because they had to set up on like Sunday for like the Monday morning show.
Okay.
So we got in there and we got to see how they was rigging the speakers from the ceiling, and
okay.
Got to meet some cool people from the other production companies and things like that. We didn't get to meet Tom Joyner because he was a little early for that, but we did get to meet a lot of cool people on the back line with that. It was really great.
It sounded a lot. So your setup was more like the sound systems and
yes.
Making sure that everything's flow with the music, and so the party can just be good.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So you were connected with some great people, connecting with great people at that time as an event planner.
Oh, absolutely. We did, even when we did the youth crusades, we did like the Bomb Awards. Shout out to Brother Daryl. So Daryl Walker and
crusades. Tell me more about the crusades.
So the crusades we would have like once a year, have a college crusade, and they would bring Bishop Paul Morton in, and we would like bus in like the college students and stuff in the area to come in and hear an awesome message from Bishop Morton.
Okay.
And he would pour into the community. And,
that's awesome.
That was a big growth process in the Mount Zion, early years. A lot of we grew astronomically during that time period at the church. It was really great, and but Bishop Paul Morton would come in, and sometimes we would have like a gospel artist come in. One year was Kirk Franklin.
Wow.
I remember Fred Hammond came one year.
Are you serious? All the heavy hitters, right? Yeah, oh my goodness, that's awesome.
They really came through.
That's awesome.
We had some really cool acts that came through, and Karen Clark Shear came one year also.
Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me, guys. But that's Karen cool. Is great, isn't she? Yeah, I love her music as well. Wow, this sounds like you was having a lot of fun as an event planner.
It was tough though, because at that time I had a family of 4. I was married, and it was
yeah,
there was a balance in that, but we got through it.
Oh, I'm sure, because your schedule could be a little could have been a little taxed because
my weekends were tied up. All the time, with church activities and things like that, doing the sound, but it was cool.
Do you still attend Mount Zion at Mighty Mount Zion?
No, actually, I'm at Temple Church now. Pastor Drumwright is my Daryl Drumwright, double D.
all right, Pastor Drumwright.
Pastor Drumwright is my pastor.
Shout out.
I've been at Temple Church now for about 10 years.
Okay, and is that here in Nashville?
That's here in Nashville. It's actually it's in District 1. It's on Kings Lane.
Right, cool. Oh, it's nothing like
Temple Church. Yeah,
nothing like having your church nearby. Because I'll tell you, I struggle a little bit. I use a lot of online television because commuting to Murfreesboro is not always my biggest favorite. But it's nice when I lived in Murfreesboro and my church was right up the road. It's right there, like drive right around the corner, and I'm at church. I miss those days. So good for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something funny. And when I told my attorney this, he laughed, but he couldn't believe I did this. So when I moved my barbershop over there on West Hamilton, I wanted to be, in the neighborhood, but I wanted to have the neighborhoods covering. I wanted to be covered by a church that was in the neighborhood. So I set up an interview, and I went and interviewed Pastor Drumwright.
I love this.
We sat down and I was, asked, for a meeting, and we sat down and we talked about it. It was just, we had a conversation. He gave us his views. gave us mine, our expectation. We sat down and we talked, and he was very candid, and we had a really great discussion. And that's how I was proud.
I'm happy to hear that you did this.
I think more people need to take the time out to go and sit down and talk with the parishioners in the community. Sit down and have that discussion just to see those people who are actually covering your neighborhood.
Wow, I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, my turn was like, you interviewed your pastor. I was like, hey man, it was that important to me. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to make sure that his prayers and what he was praying for as a parishioner were going to cover what I was, trying to do.
In agreement and what you needed for your home and your household and your spiritual wellness. I really love that. Absolutely. I think a lot of us should really consider that as well, because that's important. Well, that's great that you said, because I had to move from Ohio, and then I had to call my pastor back home in order to become a Destiny Center Ministries in Murfreesboro. I called my former pastor and I asked him, could he release me to this church, right, to Destiny Center, because I wanted to know as well that my covenant relationship is spiritually where I needed to be for my spiritual growth. And my pastor back home was like, yes. And even my ex-husband, he said, sure, go to Destiny Center. He affirmed that I could go there. He released me to go, me and the children. And that is important to have that conversation. Make sure this is the person. And I'm really grateful that, but like I said, I still love my church, but it's just the community. It's a little challenging now that I'm in Nashville. And I don't want to just change churches because I'm in Nashville, but I do want to maybe sometime go out and meet some of the churches in my community, and again, maybe just so I can have that like Nashville home church that I want to go to as well.
Absolutely. Everybody needs a covering. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And that's important to women. Security is important for women.
It is, because when we first moved here, that's the first thing I was told when I moved from my former church and family and home, like, get a covering. I love what you use the word covering, because that is important. So I was like, and I seen Destiny Center was like less than 5 minutes from my house, and I was like, let me pray about this. I went into the service and everything seemed well, but then, like I said, getting it affirmed by my former pastor, he was like, that's the pastor you need in this season to cover you. And I was like, amen. So I've been there since then. So I get it. That's very important. Sounds funny. Yeah. It sounds funny because a lot of people won't do that or don't think of doing that.
Guess what? I did it. When I left Mount Zion, I went and I had a sit down talk with Bishop Walker. And we talked about what I was doing, where I was going, and make sure that I had his blessings on my departure. You know, and it was that important to me, because with all of the great work that I did in Mount Zion, and some of it is still in existence. I helped start the Saving Our Sons program in Mount Zion.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's a young man's mentoring program that we started.
Great. Congratulations. Leaving seeds behind. That's important, though. If you're going to serve somewhere, that you left something to grow. That's awesome that you did that. And just the man that you are. He's our future councilman, helping our men and our families stay strong and focused. Go right ahead, Timothy. Tell me more.
And so we started that. They started Saving Our Daughters program, and it was so successful with the parents. But then it was kind of like the kids didn't have the young men didn't really have anything working for them, and so I decided to step up to the plate. India Scruggs, at the time, I don't know her married name now, but India was a big instrumental part. Her and Darryl Walker kind of like allowed me to come in and kind of like do that. We took the kids on trips and gave them like opportunities to learn how to do banking and taught them about how to set goals, and taught them how to tie. We taught them 5-star dining, the different place settings and things like that, because young ladies learn that things, but most of the time men don't get the opportunity to learn that. And so then we took the young men on a trip down to Memphis, and we went to the what's the name of the place with the ducks? I can't think of the name of the hotel with the ducks.
I'm not sure, but I definitely am.
But we went there.
Fan of Memphis. Go ahead.
Memphis, and but we went there and we sat down, and we had 5-star dining. It was about 25 to 30 young men, and we had mentors there. And we stayed in Memphis overnight. We went to the National Civil Rights Museum.
Oh, great!
And we went through and we visited Stax Music. Yeah, that's down in Memphis.
Oh, I
So we
never
went and
been.
visited those and had that sit down, and it was very impactful for those kids. Some of those kids today still come by, they'll get a haircut, they introduce themselves to me again. And, hey, Mr. Tim, I remember when, whatever. And it's so cool to, to see kids later in life and they never forget that. That's why dads, it's so important to show up in your kids' lives. It doesn't cost you a dime to just show up and be a positive light and a positive impact to your kids. You never know, And if you don't have kids, try to be a positive impact on somebody else's life, just by being an example, and doing the right thing. But
I
yeah,
agree,
yeah,
Timothy. You
yeah.
have done some, Timothy Thompson,
I'll just scratch the surface. Just scratch the
for
surface a little bit.
councilman. We need you for councilman. We
Hey, it's
listen,
time.
beautiful people. It's time.
It's
It
time.
is time to wake up. All right, Nashville. First District Councilman is here, spoke a word over us, and told us how to
Participate, get active.
participate and get active
Yeah, and communicate.
and
Yeah,
communicate. Y'all heard me?
and be an example. Be an
And be an
example. Be an
example.
example.
It's so important. It is very important. I was saying that just the other day. I was just talking to one of my children, and I remember one of my mentors, something I was reading or something I was watching. But it only takes one person, Timothy,
Mhm.
one person, Mr. Councilman, and it only takes one person, yes, to make that impact in our lives. And it starts, like you said, that 0 to 6. You hit on so many great things, Timothy. And the time is moving in this wonderful hour with you. Definitely got to have you back. We definitely need to get you in. We definitely got to get you. And please like and share and comment. Please
Yeah,
like, share, and comment. Please make sure that your family and friends hear about Timothy Thompson,
yeah.
District 1.
So when I come back next time, I will gonna talk a little more about politics and just how we could participate, or not just or, but also like how we could get involved with economic development and this big housing and community development we're seeing in the city of Nashville. How we can get involved and be a part of it, not just sit back and watch it happen. Let's be a part of the change.
I'm open to learning that. The next time you come back, we're going to have him back. Beautiful family. Like, share, and comment. Tell everybody you know about Timothy Thompson. He's our man. He's the man. He is the man who is woke in the time that we need him to be woke. We need him,
Yes,
and
yes,
we are
yes,
ready to take, and we got to be ready, people, to
yes,
take
yes, yes.
action. Hey, this is June, and I'm telling you all, just do it. It's
Just do it.
June 2003.
Absolutely. So early voting starts July 14th through the 29th, and then election day is on August 3rd. And when you show up to the polls at District 1, remember Tim Thompson, the best option.
Oh, the best option. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You
Yeah.
heard it right here. Beautiful family. You heard it right here. RFD Talk right here live at the Mighty 147 Nashville's Heritage Radio Station. And my producer is the only best producer, Mr. Hollenberg, is in the house.
Mr.
And we
Allenberg.
call him Mr. H, for me, sometimes but I can speak boldly and say he's the man. Okay. And happy Father Day to every father that is
All of them
listening
in.
to this. If you have been showing up, you have made a difference in your children's life. If you're participating, you're making a difference in your children's life. And I want to say happy Father's Day early. And
Step up, man. Step up.
step up, men, step up. And I like some men to come on and be on this show. Let's talk about this. I am here to support you all with self-love, self-care, but it starts in our homes. It starts at our home. Every healing process starts at your house. You have the resources right within yourself to
Absolutely.
transform our community, to grow with our community, to be a part of everything we see in Nashville. And we need more.
My grandma would say, "Sweep up around your own doorstep."
Sweep up. Yes, that part right there. Every beautiful person that's listening, sweep up. I love that, Timothy. Timothy, I just want to say you are one of the greatest men I've met in Nashville with
Thank
a
you.
whole heart, a
Thank you.
clear focus. Congratulations. I
Thank
want to
you. I
say
appreciate it.
congratulations in advance because hey, if you ain't registered to vote for Timothy, I don't know who you're voting for. All right. So get your
Tim Thompson, the best option.
all right, y'all heard that right here. So I'm going to wrap it up and say again, tune in every Tuesday, beautiful people, family, and friends. We're going to have Timothy back because we got to learn more next time about Politics.
Politics.
We're gonna get in there. We're gonna get real in there, y'all. Let's get in there, okay? Let's get to the real juice of the whole thing that we have to do in life is learn how to be active in our politics. So again, I'm RFD. Some of you know me as Robin F. David. Yes, I am here, inspiring you, beautiful family, to embrace, to love, and nurture yourself as you do others. And if you need any coaching, remember to inbox me, DM me. If you're interested in being on the show and you want to advertise and promote your upcoming events, or you want to advertise your products, if you want to come on the show and you feel like you're fit to the show, first of all, if you're fit for the show, then let's talk about that and join me here live at the studio. All right, beautiful people, we're going to wrap it up again. And remember, I am an author, speaker, and a coach. You can also book me for speaking gigs. You can purchase my workbooks and my books and go to my website, join my email at robinfdavid.com. Thank you, beautiful people. Continue to have an amazing day. And remember that you are enough. You are enough. I love you, beautiful people. Love you guys. Love you so much. All right, we're going to say goodbye.
60 plus and
Thank
love to
you
travel?
for tuning
Introducing
in.
the Senior Travel Discount Network, brought to you by Low Cost Airlines. Call us anytime, day or night, and save up to 75% on your airline and hotel reservations. We can help you save a ton of money to fly almost anywhere. We have inside discounts at over 500 airlines and 500,000 hotels worldwide. And when you call and mention the discount code 60 plus, we give you an extra free night with your qualified air and hotel reservation. Now you can get the best prices on air and hotel reservations with your phone. We make it easy and fast for you to save money and book a trip. Remember, call the Senior Travel Discount Network. Mention the discount code 60 plus for your free hotel night with your qualified reservation. Call now.
210-503-9283. 210-503-9283.
Hold on. Okay. Oh, what was it you wanted to talk about? I apologize.
That's 210-503-9283. Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean.
Okay.
Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore.